Hi, I'm Angie Dubas, and today I'm going to be demonstrating Biotone's Fresh and Full Hydration Treatment Protocol. Our table setup for this therapy is a fitted sheet, flat sheet, regular blanket, thermal blanket, plastic sheath, 2 large bath towels for the body, 1 small hand towel for the head, and then our products are going to be Microbuff Body Polish, Serenity Massage Lotion, Facial Therapy Micro Refiner, Facial Therapy Massage Cream, and then we'll also need 2 rubber spa bowls and 8 warm moist hand towels. Once our client is on the table, she should be on top of the bottom towel and underneath the top towel. The first step of the Fresh and Full Hydration is exfoliation. We're going to exfoliate using the protocol found in the Biotone Spa Manual or as shown in our YouTube videos. We're going to take a little bit of a Microbuff body polish and apply it in 1 long, even stroke up the leg. And then to exfoliate, we're going to do 3 series of small circles. The first series is using our fingertips, little circles, working our way up the leg, paying a little extra attention to the knee because that's rough, dry skin potentially. And then coming up the rest of the leg, come back down to the ankle. Now we're going to use the flats of our fingers and we're going to work a little bit deeper. So our circles are just going to go a little deeper, come all the way up the leg, and then come back down. And now we're going to use our whole hand and again work a little bit deeper. And then at the finish we can just come in and do a few extra circles along the knee, the ankles, and the heels. Again, because that skin might just be a little bit rougher, a little bit drier. Now we're going to go ahead and bring her leg up into a bend, taking this top towel and tucking it under so that she's draped well. Going to get a little bit more Microbuff body polish. My top hand or my head hand is going to go on her knee, and then my exfoliation is going to come from my bottom hand or the hand closer to her foot. This is just a good way to do this to protect the client. My position is such that she knows I can see her face, but I'm not down here and looking up in case that towel doesn't feel like it's protecting her. So just from a security perspective, it makes the client feel comfortable. Now I'm going to take my foot hand and put it on the knee and use my head hand to do the exfoliation on the back of the leg. Again, 3 small circles, fingertips, flats of fingers, and whole hand. Returning the client's leg down to the table and cover. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. And then we're going to use the Microbuff body polish to do the arms, the belly, and the décolleté. Now that we've exfoliated both legs, the arms, the belly, and the décolleté, we need to remove the exfoliant product. So we're going to come back to the first leg that we exfoliated and undrape the client. I've already got my warm, moist hand towel ready so I don't undrape her and then have to leave to go get the towel and she might get chilled. I'm going to go ahead and open this towel up all of the way, lay it across the leg, and pat, pat. The reason we pat, pat is the Microbuff body polish is water soluble, and this softens the product and picks up most of it before we even begin removal. Now I'm going to take my towel and fold it in half, and I'm going to slide that up to match the groin line. And now I'm going to kind of do like a bunch rub. I'm going to bunch the towel with my fingers as I sort of rub to pick the product up. And I'm going to bring that all the way down the leg and across the foot. So now I'm going to fold this towel in half, or in a quarter really, and that's going to contain all of that product on the inside. I'm going to bend her knee up, bringing the towel under to keep her well draped. My head hand is going to come to her knee, and then I'm going to use this towel to clean off the product from the back of the thigh. I'm going to bring the towel into this hand, switch so that my foot hand is on the knee, and clean off the back of the calf. Now I'm going to bring her leg across her body so that her foot is just on the other side of her knee. This gives me the ability to push her knee to the side and really clean off the back of the hip and thigh, as well as do any touch-up work. This particular protocol, we're using the Serenity Massage Lotion as our wrap product and our finished product. So we want to make sure that we get all of the Micro Buff body polish off of the leg, or she'll still feel it there when the therapy's over. So while this leg is resting here, I'm going to fold this bottom towel in. So there might be some product on the inside of it. So we'll fold that in. Now I have a nice clean surface to bring her leg back down onto. I'm just going to rock her leg there so I can bring this towel out, and I'm going to cover her back up. Now we're going to use that same protocol to remove the product from the other leg, the belly, the arms, and the décolleté. Now that we've removed the exfoliant from the interior of the body, we need to exfoliate the back. So we're going to go ahead and cross her hands over her chest to hold her towel in place. And I'm going to have you just bend your knees up for me slightly. This way when I go to lift her, it doesn't hurt her back. If the legs stay long and straight and the client comes to lift up, it could create a little back strain. We don't want to do that. I'm going to place my hand under her neck, but at the top of her shoulders and not up on the head. I don't want to do this. I want to be able to come in and support her in the movement up. This hand is going to come onto the front of her hands. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 and lift. There we go. And now I'm going to get my Micro Buff body polish and apply that in a long string up the spine, and then working from the center out, I'm going to do my 3 circles. Fingertips, flats of fingers, and whole hand. Get a little bit more product, and I'm going to come in and do the same thing on the other side. Fingertips, flats of fingers, and whole hand. And then I can kind of work around the whole back. Now I want to exfoliate, so I should see just a little bit of pinkness as that dry, dead skin layer is exfoliated off. All right, now I've already got my warm, moist hand towel ready. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up long ways, check it for temperature, make sure it's not too hot. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm gonna drape it across her shoulders so that it'll stay in place. And now I'm gonna pat. And kind of while I'm doing that, I'm cleaning my hand off a little bit too, getting that exfoliant off of my fingers. And now we're gonna remove that. All right, now I'm gonna fold the part of the towel that's touched her skin in, and now I just end up with like a little ball. This is all clean, and I can use that to touch up, because I wanna make sure I get all the exfoliant off before I apply our Serenity Massage Lotion. That comes off so easily, it's wonderful. Now I'm gonna take this towel and kind of just clean off in between my fingers and get the exfoliant off of me too, because now when I go to apply the Serenity Massage Lotion, I don't want to actually reapply some of the buff. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on. And then before we lay her down, we're gonna roll this towel into her bottom. Okay, support her neck and head, and come on back. There you go. You good? Mm-hmm. Now we have to remove this bottom towel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this on either side, and I'm just gonna have her go ahead and push up on her hips, and then I'm gonna have her lift her feet up, and I'm gonna slide that right off the table, and this is gonna go in my laundry bin. The second step of our fresh and full hydration is the application of the Serenity Massage Lotion. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that to the rest of the body. This is not massage. We wanna apply a liberal amount. We want it to be relatively thick because we're gonna wrap the client and we want it to absorb into the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that up the leg, bend the knee, apply to the back of the leg, and bring the leg down. And now we need to wrap in the plastic wrap. And recover. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that same thing to the other leg, the arms, belly, and the décolleté. And now we wrap her in the thermal blanket. I want to go ahead and bring her legs close together. That'll let me get a tighter wrap. And when I go to wrap, I'm going to take the thermal blanket about 3 inches down, let this piece fold over, and I'm going to bring it across close to her head. Come down a few inches to here and bring that across. And you can see this tight corner there. That's what we want. We want that thermal blanket to fold over and have that tight corner. And then we're going to bring this across her feet. And then the same thing on the other side. About 3 inches down, close to the head, a couple inches down, tight corner, across the feet. And then down here, to hold the thermal blanket in place, what I'm going to do is wrap this around, lift her feet up, and tuck it under, and that'll get it nice and tight there. And then we're going to do the same thing with our upper blanket, our regular blanket, about 3 inches down, close to the head. Now the reason that I do the thermal blanket and the regular blanket in separate layers is it creates a tighter wrap. You can do them all together, but now you only have one layer of wrap, whereas the way we're doing it, we have thermal blanket, regular blanket, and it makes it more tight and a little bit harder to fall apart. And then there. Now, if you happen to have a larger client, you may need a wider blanket. You could also take a bed-size blanket or a twin-size blanket and turn it so it's long ways this way. Or you can take a hand towel or a regular towel and just lay it across the wrap to give it a little weight, and that'll keep the wrap from opening up. And now we're ready for our face treatment. I've opened up the wrap so I have access to her whole head because we're going to be working on her face and her scalp, and we don't want to be fighting with our materials here. So our first step is to take a warm, moist hand towel. We don't want this to be dripping at all. There should be no dripping water, right? Because we don't want water running down the side of her neck and whatnot. We're going to take this towel, check it for temperature, ask her, is that okay? Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it so that it comes down into basically a little T at the bottom. And then I'm going to bring it across her eyes and her nose, making sure I leave a little opening there so she can breathe easy, right? And while that's there for about a minute, we're going to go ahead and just come along the temples and do a little bit of some scalp work. Just little circles working across the scalp line. And I can come up underneath a little bit and get along the occipital ridge as well. That always feels really good. All right, so we'll do that for about a minute, and then we'll remove this towel. This is to help us clean off any makeup or dirt or oil that may be on the skin. So I'm going to take those two ends and I'm going to start working from the chin and under the chin back toward her ear, and then working up, making sure I come across her lips and the tops of her lips. And this feels really good, this warm towel. How do you like that?
It's good. Nice.
And then again, always in an upward motion. And I can fold this towel in some, get kind of a little bit of a bunch, and then do some long strokes up and through the top of her hair. And then this will go over here into my laundry basket that I have waiting for linens. Now I'm going to get my micro refiner. We're going to use this to prepare her face for the face massage. Avoiding the eyes, I'm going to apply, starting at the chin, in a smooth, even layer. And again, working in those upward strokes. And I want the product to be smooth on the skin. So I'm trying to get rid of any little clumps. Okay, and then once I have that, it's the same technique we used on the rest of the body. Small circles. I'm going to use my fingertips here. Really light pressure. And I'm going to do 3 passes, a little bit deeper with each one. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a second warm moist hand towel out. Check that for temperature. And then I'm going to lay this towel across the same exact way. Let me know, is this temperature okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Bringing that point together at the chin. And then covering, leaving a little spot for the base. Now here, I'm just going to kind of pat this. And then I can do a little bit of scalp as well for about a minute. And then once our minute's up, same as we did the first time, starting underneath the chin and pulling out toward the ear and up, making sure to avoid the eyes. And now I'm going to switch my product and get out my facial therapy massage cream. We're going to apply our facial therapy massage cream to the face in short upward motion. So I'm going to start at the base of the chin, again coming up to the top of the scalp. I'm going to avoid her eyes. Upward strokes encourage the skin to go up. Nobody wants to be like this. So we don't want to do downward strokes. We want to do upward strokes. So every movement is up. So I'm going to come from the base of her jawbone here and trace the jawbone up to the temple, the base of her chin, across her face, up to the hairline, across the lips, avoiding the eyes, up to the hairline, the bridge of her nose, across the eyebrows, and up to the hairline. The whole forehead up. And then I'm just going to continue that with broader movements. I'm just going to keep repeating those movements for maybe 3 or 4 passes. And this is just really, it's meant to be gentle and relaxing. I'm going to come in underneath the zygomatic arch here. Just a little bit of pressure and up. Little pinches to the eyebrows, lifting that skin up. Do that on both sides. And I could repeat that 2 or 3 times. I like to bring my middle fingers on each side of the nose and come up right underneath the ridge there of the ocular bones. And gently work around and then bring it up. And I'll repeat that a few times as well. How's that feel?
Good.
Is it relaxing?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm going to do some short movements, kind of working quickly in this upward direction. And then I'm going to do a little tapping along the jawbone, the cheekbone, and the top of the scalp. We're going to bring that into the earlobe. So I'm going to pinch the bottom of her earlobe and pull it down a little bit and away. And then I'm going to roll my fingers around her earlobes and off. And most people find this very relaxing. And I'm going to bring that around to the base of the occipital and then down through the lamina groove of the neck. So we would massage the face, the neck, and the scalp for about 8 minutes, give or take. And at that point, we'll go ahead and finish up, and we'll unwrap her and move into our regular massage finish. The third step of our fresh and full treatment protocol is the finish. In this case, that's a massage using the Serenity massage lotion that's already on the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap my client. And I'm gonna do this one layer at a time and kind of slowly, because most likely the room is cooler than it is inside of that wrap. And I don't want it to get a draft or a chill. So I'm gonna lift her feet so that I can get that out. How you doing there? Okay. And now I need to remove the plastic wrap from her. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna undrape her leg, and I'm gonna pull this plastic wrap off, and I'm gonna roll it into itself. And that allows me to contain the product inside of the plastic wrap. I'm gonna take her leg, bend it up, and I'm gonna cross it over. That lets the leg hold itself for a moment. And while I do that, while it's there, I'm gonna fold this plastic in, fold the thermal blanket in, fold my top regular blanket in, and fold my sheet in. Now her leg is going to come back down on top of that sheet, protecting my regular blanket and my thermal blanket from product. So we'll just go ahead and do that the rest of the way around. You might have noticed while I did that, I made sure to keep the plastic, the thermal blanket, my regular blanket and sheet all separate. That's very important, because as we transition her into the regular massage setup, if all of that material is wrapped up in each other, this next step won't work properly. So we're going to go ahead and bring her arms across her chest to hold her breast drape in place. Go ahead and bend your knees for me. I'm going to take my hand in the same place underneath her shoulder there, and I'm going to bring the plastic with me. So my hand's going underneath the plastic. Okay, 1, 2, 3, lift. So you see the plastic came with me there. I'm going to leave that there for a second, because this is going to kind of keep her warm. While I come here, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take my thermal blanket and I'm going to roll it. And then I'm going to take my regular blanket and my top sheet, and I'm going to accordion these. And that's really important. We need to keep this upper edge, that clean edge, available to us. Now I'm going to come and pull off this plastic and roll that into itself. All right, and then we're going to come back down slowly. Keep your knees bent for me. Now here, I need to grab the plastic, the thermal blanket, the regular sheet, and the regular blanket all at the same time. So in between my thumb and my pointer finger, I'm going to grab the thermal blanket and the plastic. And with all these other fingers, I'm going to grab this whole bunch of material. Don't just grab the top. Make sure you get the whole bunch of the material. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Now you lift your hips slightly for me. And now lift your feet. And I'm going to bring this all the way off and back up. Now at this point, I have my plastic wrap. I have my thermal blanket, which I can just kind of drop off the bottom of the table. This I can throw in my laundry basket or my waistband. And now we're ready to give her the finish or the 5-minute massage. Thank you for viewing Biotone's Fresh and Full Hydration Protocol. For this protocol, we used the Microbuff Body Polish, Serenity Massage Lotion, Facial Therapy Micro Refiner, Facial Therapy Massage Cream, 8 warm moist hand towels, and 2 rubber spa bowls. We also had a thermal blanket and plastic sheath on our table for the treatment. Session time is 60 to 90 minutes. Recommended price is $100 to $150, and the cost per treatment is $1.78. Visit Biotone.com to browse our video library and click on the Biotone Experience link to see our upcoming open house schedule and to view and print additional spa menu ideas.